Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In the Mahabharata, Vedavyasa says, there are two things in this world which very tightly bind the living entity in the repeated cycle of birth and death. He says it is aham and mama, he says. I and mine. And then he says there are two solutions to get rid of this problem by which living entity can be freed from the cycle of birth and death. He says, na aham and na mama, he says. Therefore, those who are performing karmakanda sacrifices, you will always see them chanting namama, namama, namama many times. Indraya swaha idam namama, namama, they will say, not mine, not mine. So they are trying to repeatedly remind themselves that these grains don't belong to me, ghee doesn't belong to me, silk doesn't belong to me, nothing belongs to me, everything belongs to God. So, in the same manner, the jnanis try to get rid of this two things, aham and mama, by neti process. Neti na iti. I am not this body, I am not the mind, I am not the intelligence, I am not the ego, I am aloof from all these things, I am a pure spirit soul, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. They repeatedly remind themselves. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find when Uddhava entered Vrindavan, he saw that the cows were mooing. And he heard loud sounds of coward men speaking to one another. Somebody was telling, hey, release the calves, or tie the cows, hey, milk the cow. And in this way, everybody was talking. Even the gopis were also talking in Vrindavan to one another. It was bustling with activity. And all of them had the aham bhav of thinking that I am Krishna's mother or I am Krishna's father. Because in Vrindavan, nobody thought Krishna is only child of Yashoda and Nanda. Everybody thought Krishna is our child. He was a child of entire Vraja. So everybody had what is aham bhav? Aham means I, bhava means attitude. Aham bhav, yes, I am Krishna's mother, I am Krishna's father, I am Krishna's friend. In this way, or I am Krishna's beloved. So everybody had that kind of attitude of mamata with Krishna. So you will find in the Pralambasur Vadalila, after Balramji killed Pralambasur, the long body of Pralambasur was lying. Huge Rakshasa body. And right next to that, the coward boys are playing with Krishna Balram completely fearlessly. They never had a fear, suddenly he may get up. There's no fear at all, because as long as we are with Krishna Balram, we have nothing to fear. So we are their dear friends. So every friend of Krishna had the pride of being either Krishna's equal friend or a junior friend or a elder friend like Balaram and his associates. So in Vrindavan, the ahanta and mamata was very strong. But because it is spiritual and in relation to Krishna, it is never condemnable. On the contrary, it is most wanted. Jiva Rasarupahoy, Krishna Das. Similarly, it is a Jiv Krishna Das, Yai Vishwas, Korrelato ar Dukkanai, it is said. If one understands that the Jiva is Krishna Das, that is his true identity of Aham. And if one feels that I belong to Krishna and Krishna belongs to me, this kind of attitude will make one oblivious to the material existence, even if one is surrounded by, job and wife and children and family and business and responsibilities and so many things all around you. One can completely become oblivious to all these things and as if a kavach is put around you. This identification. How does this identification come in our life? Many people come into this Krishna consciousness movement and they spend a few years also and they remain very aloof like a drop of water in a lotus leaf. In what sense? They remain unaffected by the influence of so much of lectures, so much of kirtan, so much of festival, because they very carefully maintain their material attachments. They hook on to material attachments and refuse to allow their consciousness to float towards Krishna, considering Krishna is mine, I belong to Krishna, I am owned by Krishna, I am owned by Srimati Radharani. They don't feel like that because they hold on. That's why he says, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam Taya apahirta chetasam vyapasayatmika buddhe samadhona vidiyate. Because if somebody is sitting even in a katha, one fellow was sitting in a katha and he started weeping suddenly. So Guruji was surprised. What bhava is arising in your heart that you are crying? He said, Guruji, when I see your dadi, I remember my goat, he said. So in this way, one may be thinking something else. So one of the greatest importance given during the chanting of the holy name is, Prabhupada says, when you are chanting, when the mind goes, you should immediately pull it back and tell the mind, here, not there. One should tell. Just like parents have experienced, if you have a small baby in your lap, suddenly he gets down and crawls out towards the door, want to go outside, as if he's going to do something big. Yeah, and they know it's dangerous for him to go outside. Immediately mother or father will go and fetch the child back and put him on the lap again. And when they're talking here and there again, he will go. Similarly, our mind is like that baby only. It keeps going, pull it back. Tell him, not there, here. Listen to this. Then go to office. No, here. What about this sense gratification? No, here. So that is what Krishna says. Yato yato nishtalate manaschanchalamasstiram tatastato yamnetat atmanyeva vasham nayet, he says. So anybody who makes this effort to respectfully and with effort, they bring the mind back to the hearing of the holy name. Kintu adarat anudinam kalusaiva jushta swadhi kramat bhavati tadgata moolahantri. That verse is by Rupa Goswami. He says that this is the preliminary stage. Bring the mind back to hearing the holy name. And another very important step is all the promises given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. You can make a list of them. And then pray to Krishna by reminding Krishna of what he has promised you. Like Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam. My dear Lord, you have promised in Bhagavad Gita that you will give me the sadbuddhi to come back to you. Please give me the buddhi, give me the shakti by which I can approach you. Similarly, Krishna says, Teshame vanukam partam mahamajnanajam tamahanashayam yatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. Please lit up my heart with the torchlight of spiritual wisdom. I am a complete ignoramus. Being so foolish, I am always chasing after the mirage of illusion. Please help me to follow, help me to approach your lotus feet. In this way, take all these verses of Gita where Krishna gives promises to devotees and speak to him from your heart and pray to him for help. Just like a toddler child requires mother's finger to be escorted. Similarly, Lord is ready to escort the devotee who prays to him. Therefore, it is said, tap the door, it shall be opened. Make a call, it will be answered, it is said. So, the chanting of the holy name is not a mechanical jaw exercise. It is an activity where there is an active prayer that arises in the heart of the devotee in relation to the Lord. And on the other hand, the devotee also tries to bring back the mind to focus on that prayerful attitude and not let the mind wander away like a child. And one should know that this aham and mama is most wanted in relation to the Lord. I am servant of Radha Vinod in this temple, and the Lord is standing. The Lord is so beautiful here. He looks exactly like Radha Raman in Vrindavan. So, my spiritual master used to be very fond of this type of deities. Very black deities of Krishna. So Lord is manifesting in this beautiful temple in South Bangalore here and welcoming us to his lotus feet and offering us a beautiful facility to render service to him. What better facility can we have? We are surrounded by devotees. We have the best of the literatures like Gita Bhagavatam. We have the prasad. We have the holy name. Lord is most mercifully appearing as a deity. So with all these things, we should pray to him, how foolish and adamant, crazy fool I am that I am not turning to you. I am repeatedly chasing after the mirage of illusion like the pig chasing after the stool. We should chastise ourselves and we should glorify the Lord, put our head repeatedly on his lotus feet and cry and say, I cannot live in this world without your mercy. So when that desperateness arises in the heart, definitely the holy name will come to the platform of Namabhas, where one's mind and heart will definitely be cleansed without doubt. Harinam Prabhu ki. Let's offer our humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desert trees or ocean of mercy, full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, वैष्णव ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की, नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की।